Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing a video on my thoughts on Next Gen, which is a film, a Netflix original film. I started watching it yesterday, didn't watch all of it, then watched the rest of it today, and yeah, I mean, that's kind of probably an indication as to how I thought about this film, as in, like, I couldn't just watch it in one sitting, like, I wasn't, like, hooked, basically, and that, which is a shame, and that, so, yeah, I mean, basically, the sort of pitch of this film, or the film is basically like Big Hero 6 but edgier and that. For example, like there's even bits where like characters swear and stuff, but I kind of find it a bit pointless if there are characters swearing in a film, if then they're just gonna bleep it. They might as well not swear and that. And yeah, I mean, it literally is kind of like Big Hero 6 in the sense that, like, you've got, like, this robot character and this young kid goes on this emotional journey and that, and, yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, I felt like the emotion wasn't quite, like, either that clear or it just felt very sort of, like, not over the top, but like it kept just bashing you over the head with different emotions here, there and everywhere, and that wasn't fun for me, you know. And for robot characters to then have like lots of feelings and know lots of emotional stuff is kind of irritating to me, because there's kind of like the opposite of what a robot is, the opposite of what a machine is, you know. However, there is a sort of scientist character, obviously, who isn't the bad guy, but basically he was decent. He was a character that I did like, and I can't remember the name of the guy who voices him, but he is in also Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is a Netflix original TV show. So you know, or he was anyway for a time. I don't think he's in it, or in season 3 anyway. But basically, there's obviously a bad guy. The bad guy was like really crap, to say the least. Really sort of just generic. He didn't even really have a presence nor motivation. Like, he literally was just like, oh, I don't like humans because humans are imperfection, or there's an imperfection to humans even. And they are flawed, therefore I don't like them. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, it's just like, at that point it's like, just like, the character doesn't like humans for the sake of just not liking humans, basically. So I thought the bad guy was really paper thin and really crap, and that, and yeah, I don't know, there is a bit of comedy, or they do try and add some comedy here and there, but it's so juxtaposed to the more emotional scenes and emotional stuff that sometimes it just felt like such a juxtaposition that I was like, whoa, what the hell? Like, you know, like I just sort of got used to the emotional stuff, and then immediately they were a joke, you know, and that, so tonally it's a bit all over the place. And that, and conceptually, and that, it just sort of, just is sort of, as I say, an edgier version of Big Hero 6. Like, where Big Hero 6 succeeds for me, this one doesn't hit the mark, as it were, and it's not a bad animated film either. It's animated, obviously, and the animation's decent, and that. It's weird, it's like, I don't know if there's an issue with the volume of this film in particular on my TV or whatever, but I did find it difficult to hear what people were saying and doing and that. And yeah, it just feels a bit more grittier than say a Disney movie and or Big Hero 6. As I say, it's literally more sort of edgier is the only word I can describe it as. You know, rebellious sort of, and that, you know, like you've got this female character, she's got purple hair, she has gone through something in her past, and she kind of wants to oh, well, I don't know how, well, the only thing that was clear for me from her character was that she's obviously really sort of angry about the thing that happened in her past, and that, and you know, she kind of makes the robot that she bumps into kind of not great, and that in terms of the fact that she makes it particularly violent and that. But then I'm thinking back to, again, Hero 6, and there's kind of just similarities even in that sort of thing, but again, where Big Hero 6 was a lot more sort of clearer in its scenes, this one just doesn't. It feels, it's weird. I can't tell if it was because it was rushed or because they're not aiming it at a family audience, so they think that they don't need to explain things as much. I don't know, or whatever. Or maybe I'm just being really stupid. I don't know. That's possible. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was some funny bits. There was a bit with two funny bits that spring to mind are the "You've got mail" box thing that then just sort of opened up and then just spat out a bunch of like letters at the main character, and that I thought was pretty funny. And then the sort of fight scene, if you will, between her and the toothbrush, and that, because everything in this world is sort of robotic, and that I do like the that fight scene sort of thing, because as well you then go back to the robot perceiving the fight, and it's just like them just like not really fighting, whereas when the girl perceives it, it's like this epic battle against this sort of robot toothbrush, and that's on like parental sort of mode, where it's like, you know, brushing twice a day is recommended, and like, and then it's in like yellow face sort of thing, and yeah, I like the droids, the drones. They're like drones, kind of like what we have now anyway, but with these black screens with then like faces, and then they talk and that, and that. Really like that. I like the world that they've sort of set up here. It's just a shame we don't really see that much of the world. We only really see so much of the world and that, and it feels almost like a smaller scale version of Big Hero 6 as well. Like with Big Hero 6 there are more characters, more just sort of higher stakes, and it flows better. Whereas, as I say, this film just feels a bit more static, and that, and feels a bit more sort of cardboard, I guess, and yeah, static and that, and doesn't move from scene to scene as well, and that, and yeah, I mean, it's not an awful film, but by the same token, it's not a masterpiece or anything, you know, and I think that's what somewhat annoys me more than anything with this film in particular, because it's like, when I watch a film or a TV show or whatever it is, I always want it to be good, you know. I don't really want, I never really expect, or I try not to go into sort of experiences with media products and all the media related things, like, you know, films and TV shows in this case, and expect them to be absolute garbage. I want them to be as good as they can be, and this, as I say, isn't a complete failure, but by the same token it's not a masterpiece, and in saying that, it kind of just falls flat for me. It falls in the middle. It's just okay, but at that point it's like, why even make it, you know, if you're just going to tell an okay story that's already been told better. You know. So yeah, I mean that was those were my thoughts on the Netflix original film Next Gen, which I mainly watched because I did actually like the trailer. The trailer was made it out like it was going to be a lot of fun, and yeah, watched it and thought it was just okay. Nothing offensively bad, but not a masterpiece. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.